hey, and thank you for clicking play. My work desk is a mess. I need another screen because I've got an RGB to SCART cable to go with this, so I need to implement another screen here. In short, another desk is coming, but that will be revealed next week. What it does mean though is I need to move all this stuff out the way. And look, one bit you've never seen of this desk is down here. Let me see if I can get this angle right. A set of quite robust drawers. And so I've got to sort out all this stuff. And so this may be my best video yet. This may be the one that's gonna go all over the world because it's gonna be so awesome. What's in my drawers? Let's have a look. Yep, that's right. That's today's video. What's in my drawers? So my plan is, here's a tub that I've just pulled out of the garage and given it a quick clean with miscellaneous cables that I haven't yet thrown out. Stuff that will be of use will go in the tub. So if you hear me say into the tub, that's what that means. A lot of other stuff may get thrown out, or it may be paperwork, which you may never get to see because privacy. Drawer number one. Oh dear. Let's have a look, shall we? Something had my address on it, so we'll get rid of that. Sorry, there we go. 55.6 megahertz, that was writing down the frequency needed to tune in the Philips G7000. You'll notice you haven't seen much of the Philips G7000. There's a good reason for that. This is a USB to, a composite to USB capture device, really cheap. I've used these to stream live events before. They work absolutely fine if you're sort of in a pinch. What have we got? We've got an IDE hard drive. So there we go. I think there was an issue with this one. I think that's why I'm still holding on to that. I think I had an issue because I tried to get it working maybe in the Pentium 4 or the Aptiva, but that will go in the tub. Okay, this is, and again, you haven't seen the results of this, but this is just instructions and a photograph of a composite mod for the Philips G7000. Boxes are good, aren't they? That's just for a USB-C cable. It's going in the tub. I was given this, haven't used it yet, but potentially this will go in the P4 because this is a 1 gig graphics card. So that's gonna go gently in the tub. Box for the Zoom H1. Microphone, I do still enjoy that microphone, that's good. Driver discs. Now again, once upon a time I went through just throwing these kind of things out, and now you're kind of reluctant to because you know one day it'll come around and bite you. Oh, my kids went to June Luck Primary. That's the DVD they're in. So all these kind of discs, that, I think we were looking for that. We were looking for that, the Pirates of... I just got to quickly tell my wife I found the disc she was looking for. Hang on. Yes, I just got told off and thanked in the same sentence because we were apparently looking for that DVD for a long time. It was hidden in my drawers. Pirates, Pens, Ants, when the kids were at primary school. Fantastic. And they had some leading roles, which was great. Right, so driver discs, I'm going to put them to one side because I'm going to keep them. That is, I believe, a Sound Blaster Live sound card that... that's what Matt gave me, and it would be nice to squeeze that into the Aptiva and just see what the difference is. Just a nice nostalgic thing to be shoving PCI cards in things. So that is genuinely going carefully into the tub. Now the box, you can see I work on a budget. This was one of my mobile phones, a ZTE Blade 5 Plus. Such a cheap phone. Oh, we got some more headphones. Could always come in handy. They look a bit manky now, but okay. We've got, okay, the first decent phone that I bought my wife, because I am cheap, as I've said, even on phone technology and stuff. First decent Samsung I bought my wife. And that's what happened soon after. Yeah, I think she had it for about a month before it fell out the back of the 4x4 that we had at the time. Ah, a screw map for when I was pulling the Amiga keyboard apart. Got some Canon manuals and warranty cards and stuff. Ah, a Canon EOS one of the cheapest digital SLR cameras you could get at the time. These are some of the resistors I needed and stuff for doing the composite mod for the Philips G7000. You could only buy in packs, not individually, obviously. So that's handy. I need to go back through because I am going to be doing another mod for the Philips G7000, which again is a big indicator of how successfully my last one went. There is work to be done. Migraine tablet pots. Always handy to know where these are. I don't like Australian plugs still, even after all these years. My little precision screwdriver set, which is actually filling up more and more with screws from different things that never actually get replaced. USB drive, still got stuff in it. That's formatted as FAT32. Oh, that's had something hit it while it's been in the drawer. That's not good. Because there is still, what is on this drive has been backed up. I don't like that noise. Pentex, digital camera. Look at that. Now, this was one of my favorite smartphones. This is just a 3D phone. HTC Desire Z. And I know this still works, so it won't have any charge in it, I doubt, right now. Let's try. Oh, there was a trick to turning this on. It catches me out every time. There's a button on the top. Oh, here we go. It's powering on. What I loved about this is that this is when touch screens were fairly new, you know, beyond needing a stylus on the ones even older. And so you got your main function buttons and everything. So this is a really early version of Android on this. But look. Yeah! That's what you need. You are king of the commuter train with this thing, while everybody else is faffing about in early adopting, you know, your touch on screen and blah, blah, blah. Here was me flicking this out and just typing away with two hands. None of this one hand thumb. Okay, maybe theirs was better. That is a cool phone. And look, from the days when you could actually get to the battery and stuff yourself. Easy as that. Great stuff. Oh, was it even upgradable? SD card slot. That's what that is, isn't it? That's the SIM card, and that's the SD card. Fantastic. Love it. I love it. And even the early iPhones stopped you doing that, and I was rocking this. Great. That's why I've kept that. We have some RAM here, and I believe this is for the Pentium 4. So we'll put that to one side. In fact, I've got some other bits of RAM here. Not necessarily because I might need it, but somebody else might. And one thing I am conscious of doing is feeding back into the community in the same way as I've received stuff. So, you know, at some point, somebody may be looking for what I'm holding. Migraine tablets, yes, never throw away migraine tablets. A toothbrush. Some battery. Vata. I think if these batteries are in the drawer, it means they weren't used very much. So I'm going to go with that and keep all these, and I guess I'll find out one way or the other. So we'll just put those to one side there. Okay, so I have, and so this will go into that tub because the cable is in the tub, everything I need to make my own null modem cable, and that is something I want to do on video at one point. It won't be a how-to, it will be how I used to, in terms of how I used to do this when I was a teenager with limited soldering skills, and guess what, all these years later they're just as limited. So it will be a trip down memory lane, but everything I need is here. These are just the plastic casings and stuff. Those are the actual DB9 and DB25. I'm actually just going to go for a DB25 to DB25 because then I've got everything I need. Microsoft mouse I was given, but the guts are out of it in the moment. I think they're in another drawer. So that can go in the tub. And this, believe it or not, is a working USB stick that I was using for work for ages, and the case fell apart, but the damn thing kept working. It does get very hot, but as far as I was aware, that still works. So, I don't know. We got some coins and stuff, random USB sticks, batteries. Oh, I've just seen one of the most valuable things in the world. If you're into cars and tinkering in the garage, if this is what I think it is, this could be worth a fortune. No, it isn't. What is that? That's a 15/16. I thought it was a 10mm. Things like that, just don't get rid of those. They always come in handy for RF. And you always end up buying another one because you don't think you've got one. Same with things like that. Joining cables and stuff. One I've tried to butcher. Okay. This might be of interest to some of you. My boy bought me one of these when he visited Japan during a high school trip. Not realising, so these are the sort of smaller Tamiya kits, not realising that I used to build these little mini ones when I was his age. My rear drive isn't working for some reason. That doesn't work. That was one of my boys' wireless mouse. That might as well go in the bin. I'm going to put that to one side in a possible bin pile. Oh yes, definitely don't get rid of these kind of things if you have them. I can't remember why I bought that. This is a pair of photo transistors, but these were the wrong ones for the Amiga mouse. These are the correct ones. And I think that's, yeah, that was the bag that they came in. There we go. So again, you had to buy them in a certain job lot. I only needed 2. And I think I've bought 6 or 8. Yeah, so there's 2 more in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it must have been 8. 5, 6, and of course 7, 8 are in the mouse. So they've just come out of the bag there. So they need to be stored more carefully because they are very useful. Again, for if my other photo transistors for the Y-axis, they might fail, or the X-axis, can't remember which one. The Y-axis I fixed, the X-axis might need fixing, or again, somebody else might need them in the club. What I've got here, some of you might be interested in this. I know there's a couple of car nuts out there, and you might know what this is. And this is now an illegal device. It's not illegal to own it. When I bought this, it was legal to own and use it. But now, very recently, in Western Australia, it has become illegal to make use of it. This is a radar detector. And the great thing about these is, and I might show you this in the car on the drive one day, is if you've ever played Need for Speed, Need for Speed Underground 2 specifically, and you hear this going tick 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 off. It's funny how you put one in your car and it's like being in the game, but really what they're good for is detecting sliding doors on petrol stations and very little else, but it's a good bit of fun. Yeah, let's get rid of that drawer. There's a SIM card as well. Get rid of that drawer and on to the next. Oh, this one's the same size but it feels heavier, but I've been cunning enough off camera to just get rid of any paperwork. Right, what do we got? DVD drive, DVD writer, IDE. Could come in handy. Oh, this came with the Aptiva, but it doesn't work. So, I mean, it's a beige drive. The front fascia is missing. IDE, obviously. And I'm sure this would have been a CD-ROM rather than a DVD. CD. So that would be more period correct. It's probably the actual drive out of it, I don't know, but it doesn't work. Another drive, this one's a SATA drive. That's got a big black cross on it. That is broken. Couldn't get it working, but... more driver discs. Do I hold on to them? I guess I do. It feels weird when they're still in that period of, they're just for useless old printers. IDE cables, or that might be a floppy cable, can't remember. It's going to be handy anyway. That's straight in the tub. The cheapest multimeter, but that's what I use if I am tinkering about and trying to work out if things are working. Telephone cables. Telephone charge, but I think this one was broken. I think this one stopped charging, but I don't know if it was that or that. So worth tinkering about with, keeping whichever bit works. ADSL filters, these used to be a thing over here, probably were in the UK as well. So you could have your phone and, is that what that is? Yeah. You put a splitter in and then the phone went through the filter. Or the modem went, yeah, the phone went through the filter. Anyway, little use for that now really, but it's going in the box. Oh, I got excited for a second and then realised this is not the right one. This is a Firewire cable, and so I still have a mini DV video camera around, and I will do something on how I used to capture video at some point. But this is the wrong size to go into, because this was when I had a laptop with Firewire and it was this size Firewire. But I actually need one that goes from this to the larger Firewire to use the capture card in the Pentium 4. So, but still handy to have. That's going in the box. SATA cable, definitely handy. Right, this is all to do with that Microsoft mouse. This is to do with the guts of that Microsoft mouse. When I got given it, I had no use for it, and I was sort of looking at it thinking, can I steal anything to make the Amiga mouse work? But obviously the Amiga mouse fix was different. The guts are different. They're way too different. So I could potentially resurrect that. The mouse has no balls. I can't remember what that... Oh, yes, I do. That is an... Oh, okay. That is an optical audio cable. And I wouldn't be surprised if my new TV had optical audio, and obviously the PlayStation 4 might do. Oh, it's probably all gone HDMI now, isn't it? So I had that for the PlayStation 3, obviously. So probably a little limited use, but it's going in the box. Drive power cable for a modern PC in the box. And oh, that might come in handy when I'm redoing the cables for the new TV. An RF 90 degree. They'll be handy. Drive caddy things. Oh, and that's for the mouse as well. I'm missing some other bits of mouse. Right, they're all going in the box. Mr. Miyagi is in the drawer. Of course. Nobody knows why. And this fan that I'm still yet to fit to anything, which is massive and will make it take off. So that has to be utilised at some point. I'm not sure that I'm actually doing any sorting here or just moving mess from one place to another. But let's move on. Okay, slight problem. I can't actually get the last drawer out. So we're going to have to do it in situ, I think. Anyway, here we go. My trusty old soldering iron. Look at the size of that. My Zoom One microphone, which again is on a 360 Fly mini tripod, which for when I was using it for actively recording my audio is a really good solution. So this is mostly a mash of cables and stuff, some of which I do want to be utilising sooner rather than later. I might put this with the printer, the dot matrix printer that I got. That's a parallel cable. So I'm going to throw that meaningfully towards the other side of the room. This is just a mishmash of cables. I'm just going to pull these out. You're not interested in all these cables. You're not. I mean, different audio cables. Oh dear. There's my USB to, that's useful. USB to serial adapter. As seen in, you may remember this cable from such videos as how to get ADFs onto Amiga floppy disks. Other than that, you can see it's just a mishmash of cables, adapters. I wondered where that went. This is I can't even remember what the brand is, but it's a cheap GoPro alternative. Absolute piece of crap. But it worked well as a second camera when I was doing some car filming stuff. But the audio off it was so out of sync. It was so terrible. Some of these microphones are handy. It's always handy to know where these have gone. So chargers for different cameras and camera batteries. One of my many USB microphones. So look, all of this is just going to have to come out. Another USB microphone, or that might actually be a normal microphone. All of this is just going to have to come out. Oh, look, Old Faithful Guitar Hero microphone. You remember me, you may remember me off of the Perth Amiga Users Group stream, the Christmas one. Another USB microphone, the one I should have used on the day. A massive long network cable, always handy to keep hold of stuff like that. That's mostly it. Controller for an infrared helicopter. A radiator cap from an Alfa Romeo GTV 916. Sad that I know that. Christmas bauble. Partridge in a pear tree. Okay, RB23, RGB, DB23 to VGA adapter. But unfortunately, I still don't have a monitor that works with it. I do have another one to try with me today, though. I'm going to go through and unravel all these cables. You don't need to see that. D-Link wireless switch. Might come in use. Sometimes comes in useful for setting up a quick LAN for gaming or something like that kind of thing. Now, depending on how long you've been following the channel, that is what was in my drawers. Oh, no, wait. I know what it was. It's in this pile of cables down here. It is, and I think it still works. This is a mouse shaped like a car. All the stuff's come off it now. When you plug it in, the headlights and tail lights light up. So I think it still works. I think it does. I can't remember, but I'm going to save that anyway. Right. Done. Right, so if you're still watching, thank you so much for wasting some of your life watching me empty some drawers. I don't know why I filmed that, and I don't know why you watched it. All right, but next week's video will reveal the new desk, the new layout, and well, there's something else special about next week as well. So I'll see you then.